Welcome, everyone, to our May update from the RecordPoint team. I am Joe Pierce, your head of product, and I'm really excited to share with you the many different enhancements that we've made across our platform in the past quarter. We continue to invest heavily across our data governance and AI governance landscape, and it's really all starting to come together nicely. So, for today's session, we will be reviewing the enhancements across the InfoGov world. We will talk about the new runtime controls and new features that we have within AI governance, and then we'll wrap everything up along the way. I do want to thank my product team for being here. So Kiro, Chris, Daniela are on the call. We have a new face that we'll introduce in the next webinar, Philip. This is the frontline team that many of you have engaged with as we help to scope out the future of the application. And of course, we wouldn't be anywhere without our product marketing team, Cormac and Kenna. So really want to thank all the product folks who are on the call today. And those product folks are on the call today in case anyone has any questions. Yes, they'll be presenting the different components that we have updating across our platform, but they're also going to stick around and answer questions live. So as you see a new feature or new functionality that we will be talking about, please just pop a question in the chat if you're interested in finding out more or you want to understand how something works in more detail. The team will be responding in line, and then at the very end, we will all stick around to answer any lingering questions that reside. With all that said, I'm going to turn it over to Kiro. Kiro is going to start walking us through the updates to our core data governance platform. Kiro, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. So today I'm going to be walking you through the information governance, mainly two main platform components between myself and Daniela around the data governance and permission assurance. In the next slide, just as a reminder, the whole of the data governance, information governance is all about how you can manage in place all of your data with pre-built connectors that can unify your data sources. Not only that, but also enrich it with metadata and contextual insights and make it AI-ready data sets. Recently, we have published 4 new connectors that are available for you. Next slide, Joe, please. Dynamics, where it supports all of the modules in Dynamics designed for your customer service. With Smartsheet as well, you can manage all your shadow IT usage of Smartsheet, and have a policy in place to manage that. Fetch is to manage any of your iPaaS tools, and Confluence, where you can have your governance around pages and get them ready for AI. If you have any requirements around any new connectors, let us know, and we will add that in. For in-app reporting, we introduced last time the embedded analytics and reporting directly within the RecordPoint UI. Given the usage that we have seen, we improved the usability of this even further, that now it opens embedded within RecordPoint. It doesn't open in any new tabs. We added the ability for you as well to drill down into records directly from the reports where you have a record link. And that is, again, to improve the usability of the data that you see within your reports within RecordPoint. And we added the ability for you to download PDF and PowerPoint that you can put down download it in your PC, and then you would be able to share it with your internal teams or even externally. And again, if you need a new report that can help show your team all of the good work that they have been doing, let us know and we can create them for you. Moving on with the physical pipeline improvements, in the physical pipeline during this last period, we have been doing lots of good work in there. We introduced a new pipeline. What this means is that you will see an improved performance when you are creating or amending physical records, like checkouts, location updates, or movements, things like that. That is actually a big step up for customers who are using physical records. And also we enabled the ability for customers to automatically update their profile renaming. Previously, you used to raise support calls for this. Now you can do that all by yourself. And more to come as well on the physical pipeline. Moving on to signals enhancements, I'm going to hand over to my colleague, Daniela. Go for it. So please hand over to Daniela.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, so with is this sharing the presentation? Are you sharing, Joe?
I apologize. Let me fix that. There we go. Minor technical difficulty. We're back on, Daniela.
Yeah. So if you can move to intelligence signals, please. Thank you. All right, cool. So we've taken signal detection to the next level by introducing context words to standard signals, ensuring patterns are identified where they actually matter, not just where they appear. With configurable context words, you can tailor signals to your business, dramatically reducing false positives and misdetection. We also added more than 170 out of the box signals, improving precision and relevance from the start. With an expanded signal library, you can rely less on custom regular expressions. Signals are automatically indexed as soon as they're enabled and immediately available in the advanced search and rules, meaning zero manual effort and faster results. Finding and filtering the exact information you need is now quicker and easier than ever. Next slide, please. So classification intelligence, machine learning, retaining control. You now have direct hands-on control over your classification intelligence model and how it is trained. You can search for categorized records, add the ones that should be shaping your model, and remove the ones that shouldn't. You can directly influence how your model learns, make deliberate adjustments, and see the results without guessing what the system is doing. You can kick off and retrain whenever you're ready. Next slide, please. Now I'd like to talk about RecordPoint permissions assurance capabilities. RecordPoint permissions assurance allow you to identify misconfigured permissions at scale. Most organizations don't actually know where their exposure lives. Permissions are scattered across SharePoint, OneDrive, Confluence, legacy file shares, each with its own rules and visibility gaps. Permissions assurance brings all of that together into a single unified view. Sorry. We analyze both structured and unstructured content, understand what sensitive information exists, and determine who should and who shouldn't have access. That's how we surface real exposure risks together into a single unified view. We analyze both, that's how we surface real exposure risks that traditional tools miss. Secondly, RecordPoint permissions assurance allows you to fix access issues without the noise. Legacy permission tools overwhelm teams. Everything's flagged, everything looks urgent, and security teams are left with massive remediation backlogs that never get resolved. Permissions assurance takes a different approach. We prioritize what actually matters, route issues automatically, and provide clear, context-rich recommendations. Only the risks that truly require attention are escalated, so remediation is efficient, targeted, and scalable. Thirdly, permission assurance removes AI handbrakes. This isn't about cleaning up dashboards, it's about enabling progress. When you know permissions are correct, sensitive content is protected, and AI systems like Copilot or ChatGPT applications won't surface something that they shouldn't. AI stops being a liability and becomes a growth accelerator. Permissions assurance ensures your AI deployments are secure before query turns into security incident. So security can say yes, and the business can move forward with confidence. We now offer 20% off for permissions assurance for customers that purchase by the end of June. So go ahead and talk to us. Now it's time to talk about what's new in AI governance. Over to you, Chris.
Thank you, Daniela. Hi, everyone. I'm going to walk you through what we have been building on the AI governance side. Next slide, Joe. Okay, some of you will already be familiar with this. Rex command is built around three things: governing every AI system and the risk that it carries, getting visibility into shadow AI to discover AI tools that's running in your environment that you didn't sanction, and accelerating how quickly you can actually deploy AI responsibly. What's new is how much deeper that we've gone on all three. And there's a bit to cover, so let's get into it. Okay, the first one is the policy health check. Most teams have an AI use policy, and the question is it aligned to best practice, and does it cover what it needs to cover? This feature gives you an answer, so you can run your policy through it, and it will come back with a percentage-based health score that's benchmarked against an AI governance frameworks. You can see at glance where you are well covered, where there are gaps, and where you are exposed. It will also give you recommendations, and you can insert ready-to-edit language directly into your policy from within the tool. It turns a static document into something you can actually improve. And what I like about this changes the conversation with the leadership. You're not just saying that we think our policy is pretty good. You now have a score, you can track it over time, and that's a different level kind of credibility. The next one, we have a flexible training module creation. So most organizations have an AI governance policy on paper, but getting those expectations embedded into how people work day to day is a different problem, especially when, let's say, a developer and a frontline employee have completely different risk profiles. What we built here is a role-based training creation modules. You can use our recommended templates, or you can build custom step-by-step programs, or you can link to an external content that you already have. So everything will be delivered and tracked from a single dashboard. And the goal is to get your policy to practice. So responsible AI isn't just a document. It has to be something people actually understand in the context of their role. So the next one is an AI baseline risk assessment. This one is for teams who wants to understand where they actually sit on the AI risk maturity, not where they hope to sit. We built a guided assessment that's aligned to the NIST AI RMF that covers all four functions: govern, map, measure, and manage. There are two models that's available for you to choose from: essential mode if you want a faster read, or a comprehensive one if you need a full picture. And what you get out of it is an automated maturity score from ad hoc to all through the mature, with a breakdown that's showing exactly where the gaps are. It will give you an overall ratings, but it also gives you a structured view by category. Every assessment is versions and locked at the time of completions. You have the ability to run it again in 6 months' time, for example. Then you can show how the program has progressed. The assessment is also downloadable and is shareable. Next up, we've got a compliance management feature. As the regulatory landscape gets more complex, the challenge isn't just knowing what you need to do, it's actually being able to demonstrate that you're doing it across multiple frameworks without duplicating efforts everywhere. So this is what compliance management is built for. It's a one workspace that you can use to manage controls, track evidence, and monitor progress all in one view. The audit-ready piece is also an important one. The evidence is automatically collected with the options to upload manually, as well as this is an exportable evidence package that you can download. As the requirements evolve, the oversights will stay consistent. You're not scrambling to pull things together when an audit comes because it's already there. Now, the next one is something that I'm most excited to talk about. We have a prompt monitoring in the platform that's capturing interactions across Copilot custom AI agents, as well as the Copilot Microsoft 365 recently, that will flag any policy violations with a full audit logs. There's also the ability for you to build a custom guardrails. So out of the box, you get the default policy applied automatically. But then you also have the options to define your own that's tailored to your organization's specific requirements. For example, in the US, the Americans with the Disability Act prevents employers from making decisions, including employment decisions, based on someone's medical conditions or disability. So if you're using AI copilots in the HR or management workflows, that's a genuine compliance risk. You can now build a custom guardrail that detects when someone is prompting the AI in a way that could create that kind of liability, and it will flag it before it becomes a problem. So if a violation does occur, you can log an incident in the platform, you can reveal the user identity when the situation warrants it, and then maintain a complete audit log from every action taken. So the accountability piece, it's fully built in. Next slide, please. Shadow AI is probably the most common gap that we see when we talk to customers. People are using AI tools that you didn't buy, you didn't approve, and you haven't assessed. So that is a governance problem until recently. There wasn't an automated way to service it. So we've introduced 2 new connectors to fix that. We've got a Microsoft Defender that detects the web-based AI access. So when someone is visiting an AI tool through the browser, that activity is service. So that is your unsanctioned, unregistered usage happening outside any managed apps. The Microsoft Intune covers the install app side. It pulls the app data from all your managed devices and it filters it against our curated AI app database. So instead of getting a raw list of everything that's installed, you see what's actually relevant. Together, they give you a complete picture, web browser, and installed apps. Once they service what's out there, you can then decide what to enter in the Rex command AI inventory and how it gets governed. Building on that in the next slide, it's not just about what tools that are out there, it's about who's using them and how much. So this gives you visibility at the user level. You can see which employees are accessing unregistered AI tools, and they'll automatically score high, medium, and low based on the frequency and the volume of activity. From there, you can then drill in, see exactly which domains were accessed, how often, and then you can act on it. All from one place. So you're not just investigating in one system and then governing in the other. And that's how we close the loop. So that's everything from me on the AI governance side. I know that there's a lot to cover there, so please feel free to reach out to one of us if there's anything you'd like us to deep dive further. I'm now going to hand over to Joe now.
Thanks, Chris. So let's bring all this together. We have all of your data discovered. We can tell you what's inside of it. We have the good governance in place. We have all of your permissions under control. We have all of your AIs. We've discovered them. We can tell you what they do. We can tell you that we have all the good governance controls in place. This next component, our governed AI pipeline, is the platform feature that we have that brings these 2 together. So in AI governance, we can put runtime controls on the prompts. We can put runtime controls on the responses from the AIs. We can put runtime controls on the behavior. The governed AI pipeline allows us to take any data source in. RecordPoint, we have near 1,000 connectors right now. Structured, unstructured, semi-structured data. Put that good governance in the middle that we've all been doing for many years now. And then allow us to safely segment that data, both at the topic and the per user level, and put it out to any AI system. So on that segmentation front, we can create an HR data stream where the content is HR from 3 or 4 different systems, policies from SharePoint, content from Workday, et cetera, et cetera. But then we can have per user controls. So yes, you should go in and use our permissions assurance functionality to clean up your permissions before you connect Copilot to SharePoint. But if you want to quickly expose and quickly enable your AI projects, you can say, allow me to go out there and run a query against the HR bot where I wouldn't be able to look up my colleague's home address. But if someone from HR came in and ran that exact same query, they could because they have the appropriate permissions. So this brings it all together. The big release that was pushed out this quarter was the MCP server. So it really does fulfill that vision of any data in, good governance in the middle, safe segmentation, and then any AI system out. And that's really all the MCP server is. For those of you who aren't familiar with yet another new tech acronym, which the tech world loves this is just a protocol that basically works like a USB adapter, but for AI agents needing to get to data and tools. That's all. So you can connect your Claude or you can connect your Copilot to your governed AI pipeline data coming out of the RecordPoint platform. And it allows you to easily, just like a USB drive, get that data into your AI system safely. So let's wrap all this up. Information governance world, we continue to invest heavily into. It continues to be our primary and original product as we have coming out of RecordPoint. We're pushing heavily into new connectors like Smartsheet. I'm over here in the Seattle, Washington, US area. Smartsheet's up the road. We know that they have a lot of shadow AI, or excuse me, shadow IT going on. We're able to start governing that data as well to detect your PII, to detect your PCI data that folks are putting into those unsanctioned applications. We're able to see the reports in our system more clearly, and we're able to check those permissions. And then over on the AI governance side, we are now at the point in our development process where we're having runtime controls. So it's not just the policy, the training, the AI system of record, but it's runtime controls over the prompts, the responses, the behavior, and the data flowing into those AIs. Really fulfilling that vision that we set out to accomplish 12 months ago of a legally defensible AI program within your organizations. So to wrap everything up, I do want to encourage everyone to continue using user voice, although as a heads up in the next few weeks, do look for notifications as we will be planning to switch systems. Don't worry, all of your votes and requests will be saved. And we do read over those. Our team is constantly looking through them. I wish we could service every single item that goes in there, but we certainly do read them as we look to build out our roadmaps. Additionally, I do want to encourage, if you haven't listened to the new version of Filed Talks, we've switched from more of an academic level conversations into practical ways that you can implement data and AI governance within your organizations. So for example, talking with James and team over at Experience Matters, they really laid out a framework for how you can get your data AI ready. And the interesting thing is, for those of us that have been in the InfoGov world for a long time, it doesn't sound all that different from a lot of the practices that we've been implementing over the last few years. It just takes it a little step further so that we can move it into those value props for AI enablement within our organizations. So definitely jump over to recordpoint.com/file-talks and listen to the whole series. With that, my team is happy to stick around and answer questions that you may have. Please go ahead and post them in the chat and we will respond. Righty, well, hearing no questions, I do want to thank everyone for attending today. Continue to send us the feedback and continue to read those update notifications that we send out as new functionalities released across our platform. And if we don't hear from you sooner, we look forward to getting back together in 3 months. Thank you, folks.